Very good evening, all. Am I audible and visible? Yes, everyone. Yes. So now we are going to have the doubt clearing session. Okay. Any doubts you can ask me? Yes. Any doubts, anything you can ask me right now. In 1.7, 9.1 to 9.8, or with respect to preparation. Yes, Piyush, any doubts for you? Unmute yourself. Unmute. Yes, Varsha, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. Either you can chat with me or you can talk with me, but unmute yourself.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, in the same query, you said that AB frequency is around 3% in the world. How
Yeah.
does natural selection play an effect in deciding the frequency?
No, see,
Because
no. Listen, it's not like that. It is, see, I told AB is 3%. So if AB is 3%, if they are universal donor, means they can give anyone, but they cannot take. Then what will happen? Only 3% are there. If any accident or anything to happen to them, only the 3% who are present in the world can give to them.
yes,
In that way, what nature did, made them as universal acceptors so that they can accept from any person.
sir, for evolution, I mean, the transfusion of blood as a medical treatment has been done in the recent past. So, does it really play a significant role in the evolution of the man itself?
It's not about evolution. See, understand this. I want to tell you that. I want you to make you understand that AB ब्लड ग्रुप का 3% है. AB ग्रुप का 3% है, इसलिए आप दुख मत रहो. मैं आपको क्या बना रहा हूं? आपको यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टर बना रहा हूं. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि आप किसी से भी ब्लड ले सकते.
Okay, sir.
अगर वो यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टर नहीं है, अगर only they have to take only blood from AB, then in world only 3% are there. Then they will suffer, no? सो नेचर ने क्या किया? उसको नेचुरल एक्सेप्टर कर दिया, यूनिवर्सल एक्सेप्टर कर दिया, so that they can accept from anyone. So you no need to worry that you are lesser in population.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next.
And also, sir, does herd immunity come under adaptation?
Yes. Correct.
I mean, what kind of adaptation was it? I mean, how could we call that?
No, so herd immunity is such that everyone got immunity. For example, now everyone we are having COVID-19. Everyone are almost immune now. It is herd
Yes.
immunity now. So it's an
Yes.
adaptation. Our body got adapted to the genetics of the COVID-19 virus.
I mean, what kind of adaptation do we call it? Is it cultural adaptation or
genetical?
Why would I mean? It is not an individual phenomenon, right, sir? And also,
yeah, indeed, it's not an individual thing. It's a community. Everyone is are immune to this particular virus. That means we adopted herd immunity. So everyone we adopted it. It is not culture, no. Culture means which we adopt from external, which is material in orientation, but which is happened inside. So what happened inside in the community? Some biological changes happened. What are the biological changes? We adapted to it. So it's a genetical adaptation. No, but not a significant genetical adaptation, but a adaptation.
Okay, sir.
But what you told is correct. Herd immunity is one of the genetical adaptation which happened for few of the viruses like smallpox, chickenpox, COVID-19.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you...
Yes, Suresh.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I was asking, in polygenetic inheritance of man, we said that body size and color are an example, but I could not understand, like, how is it an example of polygenetic?
No, ma, see, listen. Polygenetic inheritance means polygenes, multiple genes. Up to now, see, it is the next topic to Mendelian genetics. Mendelian genetics में हमने क्या पढ़ा? एक dominant gene रहेगा, एक recessive gene रहेगा. वो dominant gene वो वाले trait को दिखाएगा, recessive gene वो वाले trait को नहीं दिखाएगा, मगर वो दिखाएगा when it is present on the two alleles. So when the two recessives are present, then we can see the expression. But dominant, we can see at least if it is present, it will show its expression. Means what? One particular gene is showing its expression. Monogenetic, one expression. Then what we did? No. What Mendel told is wrong. It is one gene might be having its expression, but it is not universal truth. There are some traits, there are some expressions which are not just because of one gene. Multiple genes will coordinate together to show an expression. Again, it is not true. Multiple genes will combine together for one expression, as well as environment का भी role रहेगा. So monogenetic होगा, नहीं तो polygenetic होगा, नहीं तो genetic के ऊपर environment का भी influence होगा. Yes or no, Purinder?
So, sir, what example can we give in this? Like body size example, like large size, small size?
Yes, anything. See, for example, my skin color is not just because of one gene. It is a coordination of multiple genes, hence my skin color.
Right. So can I say that even though we are in subtropical region where melanin content should be high, still we have different color?
Brown है, white है, black है.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Any doubts more?
Sir, in the question of impact of infectious diseases of indigenous population, here you have told the structure of the answer yesterday in the class. But in the answer, we can write that first we will talk about the epidemiological anthropology. Then after that, write about some point about infectious disease. After that, in this, we can divide the impact into positive and negative. Like obviously, lots of in positive impact, these points can be added like self-isolation and self-help.
Correct.
Will it be okay, or I have
Okay,
to club
correct.
it
With examples.
yeah, that of you told about the Bastar division of
Chhattisgarh.
self isolation and self help of Goan travel people.
Correct. Negative. There is a population, Didiya tribe, who got affected. Negative also. Didiya tribe and Bonda tribe.
Sir, but in this answer, also another side heading of reasons will also be added, because in the negative only we have to add the reason, because in negative only I have to add all the reasons, or I have to make the separate point subheading for the reasons for this spread of infectious disease.
No, point wise if you wrote kafi hai.
Okay.
Samyak Jain.
Sir, you told about the RBC burst. After that is the mechanism of hemoglobin and terriferin.
Louder, no, you keep little bit away and louder.
Sir, you told about the RBC burst.
Arbitrary?
RBC burst.
Okay, RBC burst, yes.
So why it happens? Why it happens?
Hey, what is the time period for an RBC?
120 days.
After 120 days, it will burst, no?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, in this physical genetic part, it is said that we have to draw more and more diagram and flow charts. So whatever, like in pedigree analysis, we have many diagrams, and everywhere else we have shown through X, Y, and other linked autosomal. So these are only sufficient, or something else also we have to add?
Sufficient.
Sufficient, yes.
Yes, Swagata, any doubts? I will do quick revision. 1.7 में हमने पढ़ा था कि cell, components of cell, DNA, gene, alleles, DNA structure, DNA replication, protein synthesis, and finally cell division, mitosis, mitosis, asexual, meiosis, sexual. Again, in meiosis, we have meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In prophase 1, there is Lijipa, Daiki, Daipi. So, where the crossing over is happening, then everything is similar like mitosis. That is cell division. Then we went for 9.1, in which we discussed about pedigree analysis, twin method, protein method, cytogenetic analysis, karyotype analysis we discussed. And in 9.2, we discussed about Mendelian genetics. We discussed about polygenetic inheritance in man. और क्या पढ़ा था 9.2 में?
Sublethal. Lethal and sublethal.
Lethal, sublethal, conditional lethal. This we discussed. Then we went for 9.3, where we discussed about genetic polymorphism and selection. Then we discussed about Mendelian population. Then we discussed about Hardy-Weinberg law. Then we discussed about changes and crosses which bring down the frequency, MMS, migration, mutation, selection, inbreeding, isolation, genetic drift. Then we discussed about genetic load. Then we went for 9.4. Autosomal chromosomal aberration, sexual chromosomal aberrations, and we discussed about genetic imprinting. We discussed about consanguineous, non-consanguineous, marriages, mating impact on genetics. Then we discussed about human DNA profiling, some current affairs we discussed. Then 9.5, we discussed about race and racism, racial classification, racial traits, morphoscopic, morphometric. Then we discussed about it is not only the biological, not only the genetical which is influencing the race, it is also environmental, cultural, geographical factors which is influencing the race. Then we discussed about race crossing in man, which is true. Race crossing is a practical concept. Then we went for 9.6. We discussed about genetic markers, ABO, RH, haptoglobin, transferrin, human leukocyte antigen, G6PD enzyme, and physiological characters. We discussed about body fat, pulse rate, और क्या है? Body fat, pulse rate, hemoglobin, HB, or respiratory functions and sensory perception. Then we went for 9.7, hot, cold, and high altitude adaptations. What is ecological anthropology? We discussed. Then what is epidemiological anthropology? What is medical anthropology? What is epidemiological transition? COVID related we discussed. Nympha virus related we discussed. And infectious and non-infectious and nutrition related deficiency disorders. Any doubts, you can WhatsApp, you can message me also here. Tarun is asking, no direct to message, Tarun. Please message me for everyone. Keep everyone. Immunoglobins also nothing but immunoglobins are also an example of proteins which carry WBCs. So there are varieties of immunoglobins. This I will be discussing in, I told you, biochemical methods, immunological methods, and DNA recombinant technology method. These 3 topics are pending, I told. I will discuss in 12th unit.
Sir, in syllabus, GM factor was written what it was.
No, GM factor means you can G6PD enzyme, blood enzyme. It is one of the blood enzyme.
Okay, sir.
Yes, later. Srivan.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Srivan.
Sir, is it not needed, the banding one?
No, I will be doing with 12th unit.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one more doubt. We had already discussed this previous question in the class. Like, how many numerical aberrations in sex chromosomes lead to genetic disorders? We discussed 4 numerical aberrations, sir. But why they specifically asked how many numerical aberrations? Is it only 4? Are there like only 4 or any more?
More are there, but 4 are more significant, more frequent.
Okay, sir. So can we mention in this answer like there are 4 numerical aberrations which are more frequent?
More
Like,
frequent, yes.
sir, I have one more doubt. In 9.1, we had discussed this pedigree analysis. While discussing that, for our convenience, you explained that in XX dash X using like that, sir. But in many books, it's mentioned like a tree diagram, pedigree analysis. And they are just saying like how they are identifying the disease rather than like 50% is getting affected like that. Like
No,
which approach we have to follow, sir?
our approach, no, mine is detail, no.
Yes, sir, detail, but pedigree analysis means those charts are. Is it okay if we mention like XX dash XX like
Yes,
that?
yes. See,
Okay,
that
sir.
is completely medical science point of view.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
We are not in medical science, we are generalized.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt
I have
is
also the
you
same doubt
had.
like this. Like, chart all these different.
Yes. एक मिनट ऐसे ही रहो, 1 मिनट मैं आपको पिन कर रहा हूँ, सबको दिखाई देगा, 1 मिनट. ऊपर ऊपर करो, बुक ऊपर करो. That is sufficient.
But it takes lots of time, na? When you draw like X, Y, it becomes easy to draw it. But like this square and circle, because it said that pedigree analysis we show by square and circle. So the same doubt I also have that.
I didn't got you.
Sir, in pedigree analysis we show the relation by square and circle, na?
Yes, yes.
So for each and every case, we have to draw the square and circle, or for any one, like for example, sir, in X dominant inheritance, we have two cases. Okay, so like for one case, if I draw square and circle, and for another case, I can draw X, Y that you told in the class.
No, draw square and circle only. Follow one pattern.
Okay, sir. And we have to draw each and every cases, like each.
No, if it is for 10 marker, 15 marker, only one case. If it is a 20 marker, then you write 5 cases.
Sir, for 15 marker.
For 10 and 15 marker, one case.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Swagata.
Yes, sir. Sir, in race and racism, under the environmental factors which are creating, affecting the race. So we have seen that there are two rules like Golgi's rule, Allen's rule, and Bregman's rule. Okay. So, sir, what is the difference between Golgi's rule and the Allen's rule?
No, one person is exclusively about the fat. Other person is tall, short, as well as fat. One person only discussed only about fat, but another person short as well as fat. One factor extra.
Oh, okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, hepatitis B we mentioned in air, the disease which is transmitted through air, sir. But when I searched in Google, I found like hepatitis won't be transmitted through air. Can you have a look into it, please?
Okay, sure, I will look into it.
So like in hot desert adaptation, first you told about in acclimatization, first will be thermal gradient, after that will be sweating. No? So I also read in book that thermal gradient happens only in those areas which have high vapor pressure area, that is in the coastal areas. And sweating will happen in those areas in which area we don't have the thermal gradient, that is the hot desert. So in hot desert, do we have to mention also thermal gradient because
Yes. See, generally it is for thermal gradient. If I am sitting here, first, what is my body temperature? It will move to my surroundings. So first dissipation will be thermal gradient, means thermal equilibrium in order to reach the thermal equilibrium. वो भी नहीं होता है तो sweating start होता है.
Okay. And also, sir, here in this adaptation, they have given in the book given peanut, they have given two types of, like in dry hot desert and a hot humid climate. Like in dry hot desert, they have given individuals are small, and in hot humid climate, they are a big tall individuals.
Yeah, that you can add.
But then in hot, humid climate, if we add nilotics, so nilotics basically live in the interior of Africa. Then how it can be hot, humid? It will obviously be hot and dry, hot desert.
No, so that is, see, that is the reason wherever such type of confusion is there, I didn't explain in the PDF.
Okay, sir.
So where there is rationality is missing, so there will be some mistakes will be there, or some errors will be there. So that I didn't covered in the PDFs, which I provided.
So only go for one thing that in desert area we have a tall
Yes.
desert. Okay, sir. Thank you.
But I took the same points: hot, dry, and hot, wet. They told hot, humid.
Yes, sir. Hot, humid, yeah, also. Sir, but deserts are not usually hot, humid, na?
Huh?
Does deserts are also hot, humid because
There are deserts, hot, humid. Yes.
for example,
Like in we have Darwin's desert in Australia, hot, humid.
but usually they are hot desert and cold desert. The
Hot
broad
deserts and cold
classification.
deserts. Yes.
And on the basis of latitudes like continental desert and after that coastal deserts that we have in the South America, Patagonia, I think.
Yeah. Burgu Lakshmi Prasanna, how can Hardy-Weinberg principle be applied for monohybrid cross? Lakshmi Prasanna, come to voice and ask your question, voice message.
Sir, I've asked this question in Telegram also, sir.
You-
I made a Punnett square for this monohybrid and dihybrid cross. In case of dihybrid cross, the genotypic ratio was getting tallied. That is 1:2:1. But in case of monohybrid cross, all the progeny are of same type, no, sir.
in first generation, but not in second generation, no?
Sir, when we take the progeny and then cross the, I mean, like if it's heterogeneous and then we cross it, then we get 1:2:1.
See, monohybrid means one factor in one person, one factor in another person, or one factor from one plant, one factor from another plant. Monohybrid means hybrid means combining this. Tall, short, dwarf, combining them. Here, hybrid word. So both I combined. Then the first generation I got only tall, but that is important. In the tall also, the dwarf is present inherently, which is not visible, which is not expressive. When I took two and when I cross again, I did hybridization. Then I can see which was missing in the first generation. The second generation, it is observable. That means that 1:3. So the second generation, 3 are tall, 1 is dwarf, which was missing in the first generation, it is visible in the second generation. So monohybrid here, the word monohybrid means one feature of another particular, when both got hybrid, when both got combined together. This is your question, right? Yes, Tarun, you can ask. No need to raise your hand. You ask.
No, sir. Sir, we had blood enzymes, no, sir. So in
Yes.
the blood enzymes polymorphism, we have three: G6PD, adenylate kinase, and private kinase. In the syllabus, do we have adenylate kinase and
No.
private kinase? Okay. So
G6PD
in
is
the
very
book,
complex. G6PD is very complex, and G6PD is a question which asked in the previous years. And G6 is more important. And it is also having current affairs. Why? Because this medicine, I told you, COVID wala medicine.
yes, sir. Yes. That was a research conducted by Oxford or something. Oxidation. Yes, sir.
So it is
So you
also
don't have adenylate kinase, sir?
no.
Okay, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I was telling about the formula, no, sir. P plus Q is equal to 1.
Okay.
And then, yes, sir, if we the final equation will be P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. P square and Q square are the dominant and the recessive homogeneous. And 2PQ will be the,
Hetero.
yes, sir. So the ratio 1:2:1 will be given, no, sir. That will be for dihybrid cross. If the parents are of capital T, small t. both.
Okay, what you do, Lakshmi, you call me after the class. I will explain you very clearly. I'm not getting your doubt.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I please add one thing?
Yes.
It is, I think she's asking if that is for dihybrid or not. It is for dihybrid only.
No, her question is, can be applied for monohybrid cross.
Sir, in monohybrid we cannot apply it. I think we have to first cross them, then only dihybrid we will get, then only that equation will be valid.
That equation will be valid. Yes, true. Okay, Lakshmi, you will call me.
Yes, sir. That is what I wanted to know. If we can apply it for
We cannot apply
monohybrid.
in mono. Now I got it. So we cannot apply in monohybrid. It should be in a dihybrid condition only. After first generation only we can find it.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, there is causes and changes which bring down frequency. You said some 6 causes, no, sir?
Not some 6 causes are there.
Yeah, 6, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, in 6 causes, sir, the frequency means will it decrease
Or it can
homogeneity
decrease
or
or it can increase. See, come down the frequency means homozygosity frequency is coming down, then it reaches heterozygosity. Or heterozygosity frequency is coming down, it reaches homozygosity. Anything it can.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, in genetic polymorphism, if we have to write applications of it, so example will be ABO, but what will be the application?
No, application genetic polymorphism means we are showing whether we are genetically polymorph or not. We show to through ABO blood group.
Okay.
That's it.
So that only we write in.
Yes, no, we are showing permanent genetic polymorphism. Show me ABO blood group I am showing you.
Sir, just for the sake of clarity, in Hardy-Weinberg law, P and Q represent the ratio of the founder population.
Correct.
Okay.
Sir,
Now,
in genetic markers, so can you tell me the difference between transferrin and macrophage?
no. See, macrophage is a part of it from which this iron content will be coming out.
Okay.
That's it. So I told you that the iron content will be coming out from the macrophage. From which component it is coming out means macrophage.
And it is not transferring into the different the hemoglobin into the blood, right?
No, this hemoglobin which is coming out will freely flow into the blood. Now this haptoglobin and transferrin will stop it.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, there was one question in 2022. Discuss the role of evolutionary forces in creating human diversity. So, what are the evolutionary forces?
Selection, hybridization, no isolation, outbreeding, race crossing. Summary,
Okay.
the natural selection. We will be discussing in unit number 1. Natural selection is also an evolutionary force.
Given by Charles Darwin.
These all are evolutionary forces. Because of these all evolutionary forces, there is evolution.
Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat about adaptability? The difference between adaptation, acclimatization, and there was also adaptability. What is adaptability?
Adaptability is a mechanism of adaptation. What I am doing is adaptability. What I did finally is adaptation. Adaptability is a mechanism. Acclimatization means temporary arrangement. Temporary arrangement by my body, like seasonal adaptation or long-term acclimatization. Like a Punjabi people going to Canada, it's a long-term acclimatization, but when they come back, they can settle down. But adaptation is a permanent phenomenon. Yes, process. Correct, Srivi.
Sir, how to relate Julian Stewart's cultural ecology with every subpart, like high altitude, hot climate, or cold climate? In that, is it?
Everywhere, how is the ecology for my survival? I am changing myself. What I am changing myself artificially is culture. So if it is a
Yes.
hot, I will change myself. If it is cold, I will change myself. If it is high altitude, I will change myself. Why? Because I have to survive. That change is made by whom? Man. Man-made change is called as man-made environment. Man-made environment is called as culture. No.
Yes.
So man-made environment is called as culture. Means this culture is because of what? Ecology. Culture ecology.
So in all three, we can quote him.
That is practically correct only. No.
Yes.
We can quote. Okay. I gave in one example. That is the reason you might be asking. In hot, you can add, you can cold, you can add, in high also you can add. Vasanta, Pranita, Sravanti, Ujwal, Robin, Akash.
So like sometimes doubt like this comes that is it very basic thing to write in exam? For example, for global warming, which is happening right now, all the buildings in the cities have made smart buildings and smart housing. So can such type of things also we can quote an example, or is it too bad?
Once again, tell me, please.
So like buildings have smart buildings have now come up, which have different type of glass to block the sunlight entering into the building, and in different location different types of technology are being used. So such things also can we write in anthropology answers?
100% you can write. These are the true practical things, and you will get 1 mark extra.
Yes. Okay, sir.
So the example now she told will be included in the cultural adaptation, no?
Yes. 2PQ. Arvind, 2PQ. Drupad Babu, Srinita. Correct. It cannot be greater than 0.5. Yes.
Sir, you had given various current affairs like human DNA profiling, human genome project, and the genome India project. These we have to. Do we have to use them in the answers, or these
Yes,
are the
yes.
separate topics on which
No, you have
direct
to
questions
answer.
can be asked?
You have to use in the answer. In human DNA profiling question, human genome question.
Okay, sir. Sir, so there is no need to collect data regarding this. We just have to
Ah,
understand what it is,
yes,
right,
yes,
sir?
yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
See, if you want to work more, you have to work only on examples. Find the examples. One more example. I gave one example, you add one more. That's it.
Okay, sir.
और if you have any doubt on that example, sir ये tribal में ऐसा हुआ, वो tribal में ऐसा हुआ, ये लिख सकता हूँ नहीं, you send me a WhatsApp message. I will check it and I will tell you whether it is relevant or not. Means I gave one now, I give two also for some topics, for every topic. You can add one more.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you please explain about segregational loads?
Segregation load nothing, Anamika. Recessive. In first generation, what happened? When I combined tall and dwarf, in first generation, I saw only tall. Then second generation, suddenly I saw dwarf. Why? Because small tt. Recessive. It got segregated and showed its expression. So when when it's not showing expression in one generation, but it is showing expression in another generation, it means it got segregated, suddenly showing its expression. So genetic load it is. I thought that it has been disappeared, but suddenly it got segregated and shown its expression. In our classroom, some people are there, they are getting segregated, suddenly they showed a rebellion. I thought there is no rebellion, but suddenly there is a rebellion. Why? Because they got segregated. When they became powerful, they showed their rebellion attitude.
Okay, okay, sir.
Ujjwal, come on, voice. Unmute yourself, Ujjwal. Ujjwal is asking that, sir, explain about genetic imprinting. Okay, again, I will explain you in simple words. Up to now, we discussed about dominant or recessive. Dominant or recessive, that's it. But in genetic imprinting, we went one step ahead and we are discussing about dominant recessive is there. It is how much true. In the same way, this dominant trait or recessive trait, which is coming from mother or father, is also playing a significant role. Whether it is that gene got stamped from mother side or father side, there is some change. There is some significance in the expression. That change, if it is because of the female, or that change if because of the male which is coming from. That particular concept is called a genetic imprinting. So there are 4 types of pedigree analysis. For 10 markers, how many? 1 is enough. Remember autosomal dominant. For 20 marker only, you have to write all. Manu, any doubts? Your book got posted today, Manu?
Sir, in that question, is race a valid and biologically meaningful concept? Apart from these points, like first point, race crossing, and another to take the positive traits from any race, what more points can be added in it?
Environmental influence, culture influence. It's a racial, cultural prejudices led to racial prejudices. These all things you will add.
Sir, for polygenetic inheritance, you had given the examples like skin color, but what are the examples for monogenetic inheritance in man, sir?
For example, we can take this only, no? Mendelian genetics. In man,
But yes, sir, in man.
in man, monogenetic principle of equivalence is not valid.
Sir, but there is a question in 2011 discuss monogenetic and polygenetic inheritance in man with suitable examples.
You will explain about monogenetic inheritance and you will tell that monogenetic inheritance is not available in the man. Then you will
Okay.
explain about polygenetic inheritance and you will tell about polygenetic inheritance is a real concept in man.
Okay, sir. Sir, monohybrid and single factor inheritance same or different?
Same.
Same. Okay, sir.
Sir, can I add up something?
Hmm.
Sir, the way we react to climates, like be it extreme climate like summer or cold conditions or high altitude, the reaction of every human will be almost similar. So can we say it's a monogenic inheritance?
No. Monogenetic means totally it is depends upon genetics only. No, we will not think about environment.
Okay, sir. So one more doubt. So whatever we have discussed in the class with regard to unit 1.7, it can be summarized that protein synthesis is directly proportional to human survival. So whatever we have in our body, whatever the factors we have, serological or be it non-serological, everything, skin, hair, everything, can we say each and everything is a protein?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. Sir. Thank you.
Sir, in racism, a Meghan Markle example can be added that she faced in the Victorian family.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, there was one HLA, human leukocyte antigen. We have three classes for it. I mean, class 1, class 2, class 3. We have components also now.
That much deeper is not sufficient, not required.
Okay, like in the book given by you, the reference book.
More value-added content. What is the crux?
Okay.
I explained in the class.
Okay. So
That
no
is the
need
reason.
of that.
That is the reason what I told in the beginning. Classroom is about what is required for a 20 marker, what is required to write in the answers will be explained in the classroom. So everyone want to read more. So the reading more is available in the textbook.
That is a bit complex concern that you have given.
That all is not necessary. That is medical part of it.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, if we choose genetics question priority in the main exam over other topics like socio-cultural, then we should add like this much technicality sufficient, or some people from medical background will also select that and will put in more.
Then evaluator don't know that.
Okay.
Evaluator also should understand, no?
Okay, so
See, the movie is very nice. Very, very nice. It is very beautifully made, but the language is different. No subtitles. Whether he will watch the movie?
No.
Anthropologists don't know about medical science. Anthropologist is a generalist.
Yes, sir. Also, sir, I wanted to ask, can we see our peer copy also, like to improve, identify where?
And toppers I am sharing, no? Toppers copy.
Okay, sir, can you please share for if you have Nidhi ma'ams or any other test for physical?
I will share. Once again, she will get ranked this time. Top 10 we are planning.
Yes, sir.
But now, as of now, by tomorrow or today, I will share it. And one more thing, those who are offline students, tomorrow I am going to exam center afternoon to help them for paper 2. If anyone are interested, they can join me. You can message me who are available at Hyderabad. I am going to the exam center. Koti exam center where 2000 students are writing mains. So you can have first-hand information. Every year I will go to the exam center, and whatever is possible in the 2 hours I will be available there, so they can ask any doubts there. Who are in Hyderabad, they can come with me. We will go. Next year you have to write. How's the preparation for tomorrow's test? And the deadline will be Tuesday 9 p.m. And main thing, again, repeatedly I'm noticing you are writing more than 3 hours. If you are writing more than 3 hours, you are opening the books, then why for it is called as exam? So write within 3 hours, don't open the book. If you are doing so, you are cheating yourselves. Within 3 hours, that too, intelligent people, 1 hour they are writing, and they are getting satisfied that I will write evening another 1 hour, and day after tomorrow I will write another an hour. So overall 3 hours only had written. Once you started your exam, it should go for 3 hours, finish. If you are stopped after 1 hour, means your exam has been completed.
I can't finish whole paper within time limit, like 3 hours. I always leave one question of 10 marker or in exam. I can't complete in 3 hours.
Time management here.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what you have to do, you only few people are doing daily answer writing practice. Please do daily answer writing practice also. Keep stopwatch. For time management practice, you have to do daily answer writing practice for example, 8 minutes for 10 marker, 10 minutes for 15 marker, 12 minutes for 20 marker. Keep the stopwatch and practice it. If you do the same in the daily, then obviously we'll do in the final exam.
So like if we allot time to the individual question, then each and every time I see watch, like after 2 minutes I see watch that what is the time, or if we have to allocate time to a particular block, like if there is question number 3 which has 3 parts of 20, 15, 15, then whole question number 3 should be allotted a particular time frame of like without of 35 minutes, or individual question needs to be given a specific time.
I will tell you. First question and fifth question. Why? Because five answers you have to write 10 marker, 30 minutes. And 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, you have to choose another 3, 25 minutes. पूरा कितना हुआ? 30 plus 30, 60, 60 plus another 25, 50, 75, 75 plus 60, 135. If 5 minutes extra also, you can cover it.
And also, sir, I have one doubt that I can also like to, if there is a question given, I can start my answer little bit lower point, and in the like I can also finish my answer. फिर कम स्पेस में पहले फिनिश कर सकते हैं आंसर
ये
मतलब।
सबका आवाज बहुत अच्छा आ रहा, ओनली पीयूष का नहीं आ रहा।
तो सर मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि जैसे कि हम
आपका वो दबाव उसमें।
अब आ रहा है सर?
हाँ, थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए।
सर ये मैं पूछ रहा था कि जैसे हम आंसर्स लिखते हैं, जैसे कि अगर 15 मार्कर का क्वेश्चन है, तो अगर उसमें 3 पेजेस है तो पूरे पेज का इफेक्टिव यूटिलाइजेशन करना होता है कि अगर जैसे जहाँ क्वेश्चन लिखा उसके नीचे से शुरुआत करें और फिर जो लास्ट पेज उसके पहले एंड कर सकते हैं?
No problem. You can 2 and off is enough. 2 and off is best. That is the reason extra content, extra information we will write. 2 and off for 3 pages is enough.
Sir, also like in the previous, since earlier till now, I improved my speed. In 3 hours only I was writing, but in this last paper, I had one question full left. So to complete within time, instead of writing one part of 20 marker, I just wrote half page in all 3 parts of that. So is this better, or is this better to write one full question and leave 2?
No, you write something.
In all.
Yes. But you continue the same, obviously you will increase your speed. It's all about practice.
Yes, sir.
Monica, Srinivas.
Sir, the marks we are getting now, can we expect the same marks in the final exam if we perform in the same manner?
More marks you will get.
Okay, sir.
10
Sir,
marks
actually, in my case, like I'm not attempting the all questions. I'm leaving 2-3 questions, like 2 10 markers, 1 15 marker, and 1 20 marker. I'm getting the marks around 89 and 90, sir. And however, I am trying, like I'm getting only in that range, sir. Is it okay? Like, can I improve in next days, or is it possible for me to for the improvement, or what can I do?
100% is possible. Do practice more, but 10 marks extra you will get in UPSC. I'm getting little bit less marks only I'm giving.
Okay, sir.
If you notice, almost our the topper is 144 only, but UPSC will give somewhere around 164, 170 also. Nidhipai got 170, but in up to now 7 tests happened. No one crossed 160. I will share. Any more doubts? So prepare well for tomorrow's test. If you give permission, I will leave. If not, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. As you are not asking, I am telling that I will leave. Anu, Pranita, Samhit, Robin. So all the best for tomorrow's test. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Sir, just one thing I wanted to add, that in the answer writing group, can we send PYQ also?
Okay. You write your name on the top. That's it. Not phone number, only name.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Don't keep your phone number. It will be dangerous. Thank you.